This is week 8 of English Practicals, and I'm going to do a short presentation on one of Diageo's key brands, which is Johnnie Walker Whisky. Let's get started. Johnnie Walker is the most widely sold and distributed brand of blended Scotch whisky in the world, and is one of Diageo's best-selling key brands. It is sold in almost every country in the world with annual sales of over 130 million bottles. It's produced in the town of Kilmarnock, Ayrshire in southern Scotland. Johnnie Walker comes in 5 standard blends: Red Label, Black Label, Green Label, Gold Label and the premium brand Blue Label. These 5 brands represent different ages, blends and premiums of whisky. These 5 blends vary in price, with Red Label being the cheapest and Blue Label being the most expensive. Black Label is the most widely sold of these varieties and has an average world price of $50.40. But it ranges in price around the world, with a high of $92 in Jordan, $23 in the United Kingdom and just 30 cents in Cambodia. This is an example of geographical pricing strategy. Johnnie Walker's Premium Blue brand has an average retail price of between $200 and $300 in the United States. This is also another example of geographical pricing. The price of Johnnie Walker is established by a variety of factors. Basic production costs of Johnnie Walker cannot really be altered to affect the end price. As to be classified as Scotch whisky, the whisky has to be distilled and matured for at least 3 years in Scotland. All Johnnie Walker whisky is matured for at least 12 years. This factor means that the production of whisky includes some fixed costs and limits the cost of labour and materials, and means that the production cannot be moved abroad to places where labour and materials are cheaper, so as to lower the overall end price of the product. Packaging also affects the price of the bottle, with the cheapest brands being sold in individual bottles, whereas the more premium brands are often sold in expensive display boxes or traditional whisky casks. The price of alcohol often has a lot to do with local taxation laws governing wines and spirits, and these can vary widely from country to country. This often explains why the whisky can appear to be cheaper than its cost of production and heavily influences the overall total cost. Although whisky is actually relatively cheap to produce, a team of 10 to 15 distillery workers can produce over 10 million litres a year quite easily. But the fact that whisky must be matured for such a long time is part of the variable costs and also increases its overall market value.